I got further.
Yep, the meeting is now being live streamed. You're up
Okay,
there, so
yeah, I
give me
got
just a
further than
second.
Yep.
Give me
Cool.
just a second. We should be up here. We're still on upcoming, but it should load here just a second. We're live.
Hey, perfect.
All right. Let me get rid of whatever this is, and make y'all. There we go. Okay, you ready?
All right. Hey, we're ready. We're live. We're up. We're rolling. Everybody's
All right.
ready but you, DC.
All right, let's go ahead and get that intro.
All right, let's do it.
Hi, this is Ivan from Men Without Hats, and you're listening live from Nashville to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with DC and DH.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So guys, take it away. Well, we'll try to.
All right, folks, welcome in to another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. Donna, thank you for your patience. Had a little technical difficulty there. Of
What
course,
would be different about that?
well, DC, it's you in charge of technology, so
Yes,
there's
well,
nothing
we're in
different.
trouble.
It's just another night, same thing, so it's all good.
Right, just a different night.
But Donna guided us through, and we made a miraculous recovery,
we're
so we're
good.
back.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
Hey, I am DC.
And we're here to take another fun-filled look at all things 80. And DC,
Well,
I've
most
been
of the
excited.
time. Most of the time.
Well, most of the time. We are tonight. It's going to be fun.
Darn right.
I was excited when I saw our guest that was going to be on this week. So, everybody out there, they want to know how your week was. Well, that's just too bad
They don't
because I don't care tonight.
Yeah, right.
DC, why don't you do our introductions? Let's get this one started.
Yeah. We are honored to have comedian Donna Lee with us tonight
Yes.
from the great state of Texas. And
Yes.
we appreciate you joining in and have some fun and talking 80s with us. And she's dressed the part.
I was going to say, the only
like
one that dressed for the show.
we're behind. We didn't get the
skirt.
demo. Oh, the whole deal, yeah.
The whole 9 yards, yeah.
I've got
DC.
warm with the leg warmers on and everything.
Oh, my
DC, I
gosh,
will
yeah.
say this. If you ever show up on the show in a pink dress, I'm actually done if you do it.
Well,
okay?
that's true. Yeah, I don't need to wear those. Or the parachute pants.
Oh, no, we don't want a fire started. No friction. Come
No
on now.
friction. That's right. Oh, Donna, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, well, we appreciate you. Yeah, let's start with this first. The 80s was such a fun decade. And what some of the things that kind of stick out to you that you thought were at the time they were cool, but now they're kind of corny.
The clothes.
Right. Yeah, that's a great start.
Right? I thought we were all so fashionable. And then when I look at this, we actually wore things very similar to this. And then I'm like, I'm kind of mortified. And I think we put my son a picture of me wearing this, and he was like, oh my.
But it's kind of funny because the off the shoulders coming back, the pop collars are starting to make a comeback. So I mean, it's like, hey, it's so funny too to watch when teenagers think, "Oh, we came up with this new trend." Guys, go look at the 80s. Come on now. Yeah. Now, Donna, I'm going to reverse that though. What's one thing from the 80s you're glad did not make a comeback?
Oh, that's a good question. Did not make a comeback. I don't know. The clothes are fun. It's sort of making a comeback, but
Yes.
I don't know. I've never been asked that before. Somebody asked me once, what would you have missed the most about the 80s? And I said the music, but I listen to music every day. That's my go-to jam. Get in the car, listen to 80s music. But
Yep.
Right.
I don't know. I grew up in a small Texas town as the only biracial kid in town, so I had a really tough time in the 80s. So I would like to leave all of those horrible memories behind. So I'll just get rid of all that. But it was fun, being alive in the 80s. I heard a comedian talk about how in the 80s, we actually had a TV commercial that I know you guys will remember that our parents had to watch, and it said at the end of the night, do you know where your children are?
Yes.
That's right.
Well, I was going to tell you, I remember the thing I missed that I'm glad's not coming back was DC's old date book because it was always blank.
It would be
Except
pretty
Friday night,
thin.
he had like, Full House or whatever written together.
Right.
Dallas.
Yeah, I did the
Right?
TV entertainment. Yes.
Oh gosh, I guess I agree with that. And the big camcorders that we had that were
Yeah. Oh, yes. The humongous
monsters.
and
Right.
the beepers. Remember when
Beepers.
we thought we were cool because used to somehow we all just met our friends wherever we were going, and then beepers came around. So then you had to drive 10 miles to find a payphone to find out you had to drive 10 miles
It's
back
true.
because they were across the street the whole time.
Right. That's right.
Isn't that crazy? Would y'all have guessed in the 80s? And I know I read your little bio that a little bit of your bio that y'all have been friends for such a long time. Could you imagine in the 80s when you guys were running around, running the streets and think, oh my gosh, we're going to have some super high tech thing where we're interviewing people on a little box who are in a different state? Like, can you imagine how far we've come in such a short time?
Wow. I can't even imagine we're doing that now, much less
No.
in the 80s.
No.
But you're right. I mean, you think about it. Now we carry little computers in our hands, everybody does.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I mean, we can play Pac-Man at any time. It's all good.
Speaking of Pac-Man, that since you brought that up, I had that written down on my list here to talk about for a second. How did people get just totally wrapped up in eating dots?
Well, right? That's a good
You know what I
point.
mean? Can someone explain that to me?
Isn't there
logically?
a company that makes like candy that's called Dots? Man, they're
Yeah,
coming after you
yeah,
now.
ice cream, the dots. Yeah,
Right?
the
That's
dots.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
But
obsessed
think,
with
think
that.
that through for a second. If you had, maybe we didn't have a lot of sense, but we loved like eating dots.
Yeah, we still don't have much
It's
sense,
crazy.
DC.
No, well, it's,
Donna, what was your favorite video game from the 80s?
Oh, definitely Pac-Man for sure. I remember having an
Yeah.
Atari at home, and that was really cool.
Yes.
It's
right.
super high tech. And now when you look at it, you're like, wow, that's
Yeah.
child made me make that.
I remember it was that. What else was on that Atari? Was it Donkey Kong? Wasn't that
Donkey
on
Kong,
that
yeah,
same kind of
Space
system?
Invaders.
right?
Centipede. And
Yeah,
what's the one
Centipede.
with the spaceships where the little things come like they come buzzing down?
I don't know.
Galaga.
Yes.
I remember that
I
one.
remember
Yeah.
hearing that name before. Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't
I
much of a
remember
video
the-
person. Like
Yeah, I
you
remember
said, the social was not my biggest strength. The
Yeah.
social times.
Lynn chimed in and said he remembered seeing Dick Tracy's watch with a TV on it, thinking that will never happen. We're here.
Here we are.
Welcome in, my friend
Right.
Lynn.
Yes.
Appreciate
So,
you joining in.
It's kind of amazing, Donna, to think back about the 80s. I mean, you're wearing the bright colors and all, and that just brings back so much. I got to know, what are your thoughts on the big hair of the 80s, the Aquanet phase?
I was so proud to have such big hair and getting the perms, and the bigger the better. And that was a status symbol in high school. Like
Yeah.
the small
Yes.
Texas town I went to, I remember the bigger the hair, the more bougie you were, right? You fit in more. And I had lots of hair back then for sure, like everybody else did. But yeah, that tease in the hair and the Aquanet. And didn't we like
Yes.
the ozone or something?
Right.
We did something terrible to the,
We caused it. Yeah.
outer
yeah,
space.
Yeah, with the hairspray.
You know, I remember, back in the day, believe it or not, I actually had hair. I had the mullet,
Yeah,
the
I had
business
some
in the
too.
front, the party in the
Nice.
back, ready to go, the 80s mullet. Yep.
Nice.
DC had hair. Yeah.
I had a little hair then. Yes.
Very, yeah. Yeah. It was kind of different time back then, but I just remember thinking it must have took girls like hours and some guys hours to get that.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
true.
because it was like teasing it up here or whatever you call it. That's just a
Yeah.
lot of work.
I was watching
Yeah.
I always have 80s videos in the background on my TV when I'm doing housework and piddling around, and a flock of seagulls came on. And I forgot how intense that hair wave was. And I took a picture of it and I was going to post it on my story and say, yes, we actually thought this was super cool in the 80s. And it was.
It was. I mean, it was cool. But it was really cool because in the
Donna
80s,
has seen my list.
I think
had-
she has.
I
I
had
think
the
she
flock of
has.
seagulls on here too.
Yeah.
About might as well talk about that right now too. We'll
Yeah.
just go back and forth with topics and stuff. But yeah, I had on here like some of the cheesiest music videos,
Mhm.
and theirs was Iran, and
Where did they run
they didn't
to?
show that they ran. They didn't run anywhere. in the video.
Who
Plus,
are they running from? I mean,
right.
These are questions I have.
But they're like in a studio, and it's like got tinfoil.
Oh, how
You
funny.
remember it? Like they
Yeah.
had tinfoil hanging on the walls and stuff, and I'm like, okay, it has nothing to do with anything about Iran somewhere.
But you think about it, back then, those videos, we thought that was like
It was cool stuff.
major productions. But
Sure.
you look at the differences now, it's just because of AI and all, but it's night and day. But you know, the amount of time the artists put in back then to actually develop those videos.
And try to be creative. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where they ran to, but it
worked.
It worked. Yeah.
They were running.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Donna, kind of talk to us a little bit about, this is something I wanted to ask. Comedians, I think, kind of coming into that 80s frame. And maybe that's just because I got a little older. I noticed comedians, the humor was a little more adultish, I guess is I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what's your thoughts on the way that comedy had developed and how it really came into the light in the 80s, and who were some of your favorite comedians?
Oh gosh. I fell in love with stand-up comedy at a young age, but I knew I wanted to be a comedian when I was in the 5th grade because I liked making people laugh. And my best friend, Mary Margaret, said, "You should be a comedian." And I didn't know what that was. And I was like, okay. Who knows what that is in 5th grade? But growing up, I mean, just watching, my favorites were, Eddie Murphy, and just watching all the old George Carlin.
Yes.
Gosh, all the good old fashioned ones. And then they were very still and very funny and very cerebral. And then I'd say in the 90s, it kind of branched into very physical. And then in the 2000s, the punchlines got less and less, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you think, kind
Yeah.
of speaking of that changeover from the kind of how you said the still versus the physical, do you think Robin Williams was kind of the lead of that charge into physical? Because him and Howie Mandel are the two I can think of.
Yeah, for sure. And then Jim Carrey came along with,
Yes.
And I appreciate that and love that. And they're obviously super, super talented. But I did a joke once about, I hate to say it out loud, but it was about Dane Cook, and he was super popular. And this is, I guess a decade ago or so. Super popular, filling out arenas, selling out everywhere. And we were one of those really big arena guys. And I did a joke on stage because I did comedy a long time ago. Then I took 12 years off and I just came back. But I remember doing a joke and I said, my punchline was something like, well, unlike Dane Cook, I have punchlines. And everybody just, I remember thinking, wow, I said that out loud. I'm going to be murdered. That's
Yeah. So I want to ask this too, Don. Have you ever performed a show and when you finish, you ad lib something and you think to yourself, I can't believe I said that, but it just hit you as so funny at the time you almost lost it yourself?
Oh, for sure. That happens off the cuff, and then you have to remember it, and then you have to use it for the next one. I always, when I'm laughing at myself, it's pretty genuine, but I always get a kick out of the comedians who laugh at themselves in every single set. Like they go to a different city and they're just laughing, and they're showing that it's impromptu, that it's like really funny, and they're cracking themselves up, but it's really scripted. Like they do that at every one. I can't do that. But when I catch myself laughing at something I said on stage, it's pretty genuine. And then I get the giggles like an idiot. So you can tell that mine is not, rehearsed. Like I genuinely start laughing and then I can't stop. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm on stage.
See, I've always, I would love to be able to be a comedian, but I get distracted way too easy. And I know we would be up there looking at a light bulb being switched out or something by the time I was through. I don't know. I just get distracted by everything. So it's amazing to me how you keep your poise and keep everything moving forward when you're on stage like that. Because I don't know that I could do that.
It's hard, and I have severe undiagnosed ADHD. So getting back into comedy a year and a half ago was very hard for me because I'm a lot older now than I was doing comedy almost 20 years ago, starting 20 years ago. And I did comedy for about 5 years in 2006. And then I came back. Now it's a totally different species. Like it's so much more difficult now to do comedy because you have to do all the marketing and the social media. We didn't have that in the 80s.
Right.
We didn't have Facebook and Instagram and an answering machine. I have a whole bit I do about having the first social media ever, my answering machine. And that meant you were popular. You came home and it was beep, blinking. You were like,
yeah,
popular.
you was hoping it was blinking.
Or in DC's case, you just hear,
Wasn't blinking.
"Hi, this is DC. Please leave a message." That's all you
I
hear.
just hear myself. Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, it's
one of
different.
the things has the, I don't know what you would really call it. I'm going to call it the crowd expectations. Have they changed over the years? I mean, has comedy kind of moved in a different direction for you over the years?
I think so. I think that the crowds are smarter. They pay attention more, but they're also sometimes drunker. And they don't know. Like I've met so many people at so many shows. They're like, "This is my first comedy show," and I think that's fantastic. They're being introduced to a whole different genre of theater, if you will, and an artistic approach to communication. But yeah, I think that they expect more, especially from social media, because you can see quick clips on social media. This guy was the funniest guy I've ever seen in 30 seconds. Well, that joke's really 2 minutes maybe. And then you go and see him on stage and it's not as fast paced as they think it is, and they get frustrated sometimes. But I think they're everybody's smarter now. We're so into what we're watching on our phones all day long. And all the Netflix specials and everything you watch, you expect that level
Right.
when you go to a brewery and there's 25 people in the audience. And I think sometimes the audience is like, if they've never been to a show, they don't know what to expect.
That's one of the things you mentioned. I love going. There's a comedy club in Nashville, Zanies. I love
Yeah.
to go down there. It's just because it's a smaller club, and it seems like it's a lot more, I guess, ad libbing, but I guess people are testing out materials. And I
Oh,
never realized that until I went to this one club in Manchester. We were asked to go by a friend. They had a person coming in from Las Vegas that was going to try out a show. So I never realized that a lot of this is like pre-scripted until that point, because we're in the place, we're the only four people sitting in there, and he comes out and starts talking like there's people in all these other chairs. And I'm like, this dude's on crack. What is he doing? And I mean, he went through this whole scripted show, and we're like, I don't even know what just happened.
He's not even finding y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know what
wow.
happened. So when I see some of your routines on stage and everything and the things you do, it's a lot more natural to me that you're just kind of flowing, and if it comes to mind, it comes to mind. So for you to be able to do that is amazing, because I know it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But
Definitely.
every time I see like your professionalism, I just think back, this
Yeah.
guy's over here talking to empty chairs, and look, here she is. It's just amazing. So thank you for sharing your talent with
Oh, wow.
everyone.
Yeah, I compare stand-up comedy to jazz improv because I minored in jazz improv in college
Oh.
at Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas. But you have, as a comedian or a jazz improv person, you have the notes or the structures in front of you or the jokes in front of you, and you read that and you memorize it, and then it's a left brain, right brain thing, right? Then you get in front of an audience. And then this person's talking and that person's heckling and somebody got up at the wrong time and somebody's phone went off. And just like in music and jazz improv, you're playing these notes that are on the page, but then you have to ad lib and play all the other notes that aren't on the page and try to think about what direction to take it. But I think my being comfortable on the stage now that I've been really, really working on it so hard for a year and a half again is because I did so much jazz improv. So that kind of got me prepared. But I can't imagine going to a club and the guy's talking to all these invisible people.
I mean, and he was going, and where are you folks from? And he goes, oh, New
Nobody.
Jersey. And I'm like, there's nobody over there. Who is he
Oh my
talking to?
gosh. That's
So,
crazy.
That's
and then
really,
and I
really
was trying to
practicing the
be,
show.
nice, but then it got to the point where my brain started going and my mouth wouldn't filter it. So it was kind of like we're over there cracking up at what we're talking about, and he's over here talking to an empty chair, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on.
I've never seen a comedian do that. He
It
must have
was
just been practicing something very specific.
that's the only thing I could figure is he was practicing for a specific opening somewhere, maybe, and I don't
Right.
know. But I'm like, man, if if that chair starts answering back, I'm leaving because I'm
Right.
done.
Yeah, that would be pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Donna, I need to ask this one. If I couldn't do what you do, by the way, I mean, I don't have that kind of talent,
We
but
know, DC. We know.
yeah, but I was just reiterating it. So, no, but what would be scary to me is that if I was, and I'm just curious what your response would be to this. if I was doing a show and I had a particular topic that I was doing some comedy about, and the crowd didn't get into it, they didn't think it was funny at all. Is that fear? Is that fear that some comedians may have?
Oh, for sure. That's why we do so many open mics and, open mic nights and go practice. But we've all done, every comedian, if a comedian comes on and says they didn't bomb, they're lying, because we've all bombed, and it just takes practice. And I've done so many jokes where it fell short, and you have to watch yourself. That's one thing I can't stand to do, is watch myself. So I have to watch the show, watch the video. Why did that not work? Rewrite it. I recommend for anybody who's interested to start with a course. Just take a comedy course at your local comedy club. And it'll, if you're that interested, it'll change your life, because it teaches you how to look at a situation and then write about it, and then tweak it, and then write, and then tweak, and then add in your punchlines and, laughs per minute, and what your goals are going to be for that particular joke. And then at the end of the course, they give you some time on stage. You do, everybody gets on stage and does a show, and it's, that's where everybody should start, because you can't learn it that well just from reading books or just following your favorite comedians. You really need to be in an immersive course with other people with the same goal in mind.
Okay. DC, I think that's some good advice. Maybe we should watch our show sometime. We could probably figure something out. We can make
some corrections. Yeah.
Who knew? Donna with the win. She's coming in with the advice. We'll start watching our show.
That may be that may be why we're falling short. Or
DC, I'm gonna let you watch it first, and you let me know how it ends.
Right. That's right.
That's tough. That's tough stuff. I did want to talk quickly about my favorite 80s moment in high school.
Sure.
Yes.
This will make you laugh, and then it'll make you cry. Are you ready? So in high school, like I said, I was in Lockhart, Texas, a little town in Texas, outside of Austin. But like I said, I was one of the only biracial kids. And so the football players would tease me, and I was in the band, and I was a little bit overweight, and the movie Pretty in Pink was out in 1986, and I graduated high school in 1989. And I will not name any names in case these people see this.
Oh, name them.
I want to, but I'm still mad. But one of the popular football guys asked me to go to prom, and it was like the movie Pretty in Pink. The cool guy asked the weird girl, because I wore this, like I was wearing crazy shit and neons and all that stuff. And in the band, and football players didn't go out with band members ever. So he asked me to go to prom. And I went out, and I got my dress, and I got my shoes and pantyhose, and I got all of the stuff for the prom. And then about a week before the prom, I realized he and I hadn't really talked. So I went into the locker room, or the hallway in the school, and I said, "Hey, Bleep, what about prom?" And he goes, "Oh, I asked somebody else."
Oh my God.
Wow.
Isn't that awful?
We can call it.
Hey, I'm mad.
So we're going to rename him to Bleepity Bleep Bleep instead of just Bleep.
Right? So he went to the prom with that person, and they're lovely people. I follow them on Facebook. Now we're Facebook friends. I don't even know if he remembers this, but I sure do, because it messed me up. And then that movie was just so impactful, because in the movie he asked Molly Ringwald to go to prom, and then he dumps her, and she's like, "What about prom, Blaine? What about prom?" And that was me in the hallway in high school, and it was just
there's no telling how many times that's happened to people.
Right?
That's awful. Oh,
yeah. So then I had to hire a hot friend of mine, a guy in Austin, to go to prom with me. I paid him a 6-pack of Budweiser and like $20. And he was actually my dad's friend's son. So he did it as a favor. And I said, "If you could just pretend that you're into me, that would be rad." So he pretended his arm around me, and all the girls were like, "Who is this hot guy?" And I was like, I bounced back. It was horrifying. To this day, it was just horrifying. So I've told this story so many times to my friends and family. My husband said, "I have my 55th birthday coming up soon." He said, "We're going to throw you a prom." And I was like,
"There you go."
There you go.
So, Donna, you might could invite DC to that, because that happened to him. His mom ended up with other plans that night.
That's awful, man.
Oh, no, don't need a drum set.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Oh,
DC.
That's going to bring us now, Donna, this is the most important question of the night.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah, compared to the ones that we've had so far.
so every Friday morning we do a show recap. That since we don't watch the show, we talk about it at least. But we do this. It's an expensive show, so we do this, at a high quality place, the Waffle House.
Nice.
And what happens is we're going to give you 2 movies. You get to choose your favorite movie, and whoever's movie you choose, the other has to buy breakfast. Now,
Nice.
DC always says I cheat. So I am not going to say a word except I'm going to say, DC, you just go ahead and tell her the 2 movies. Now, I'm not trying to influence anything.
You come up with something all the time, man.
I don't know what you're talking about, DC. All I can see is the back of whatever this plate is.
Right. Well, I know I'm in trouble now. Beverly Hills Cop versus Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Let me just put a little reminder up here. What time is it? Does anybody know what time it is? Serge, can you tell me what time it is? No, I cannot do that.
That's funny. Wow, 2 classics though, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That's funny.
So which one do you of those 2 would you choose?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have to
I thought you were
choose.
still talking about.
No,
I would choose Beverly Hills Cop, hands down. Yeah. I loved Ghostbusters, but Beverly Hills Cop.
I love the way she did that. Hands down, hands on the clock, hands down.
Right.
Have you guys seen the Eddie Murphy documentary on Netflix yet?
I have not. I've been wanting to. I have not
so
had a chance to.
And he references, of course, the movie. And if you remember, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when the 2 guys are in the leather, the gay guys, and they're walking towards him. And then he stops and he does his, famous laugh.
Little laugh, yeah.
He lies in the documentary. And what he did was, I think, in my opinion, he was laughing because they were dressed like that and they were gay. And they were very flamboyant in their outfits walking towards him. So he, as a straight man, thought it was funny. In the documentary, he denies it because you can't make fun of that now. I wasn't laughing at them because of how they were dressed. I was just laughing. I was like, you're lying.
Well, what's kind of funny though is in Delirious, was it Delirious? I think he wears kind of that red suit. Yeah.
So, and that's exactly, and he was saying that people were saying, oh, you were laughing because they were, whatever. And he was like, oh no, I was laughing at something else. And they were like, well, they were dressed like you were dressed, but you have to watch it. It was very, that's the only part of the whole documentary that I was confused about. I was like, what? But the documentary is incredible and it will take you right back to the 80s.
I'm going to have to watch it. I actually did you watch the new Beverly Hills Cop that they just recently released?
I haven't watched that yet.
You need to watch it. It's good because there's so much nostalgia in it. It's really good. So I really enjoyed it. Okay,
I'll watch that. I had a little list too. Remember Janet Jackson in the 80s?
Yes.
Now you guys are guys, obviously, but she wore one hoop.
Yes.
And then the other hoop had a key on it.
Yes.
Do you remember that? She started this whole revolution of having either one hoop and a cross or just one earring. But when she had a hoop and a key on one of the hoops, I was a latchkey kid. I had big giant hoops and I put my actual house key on the hoop.
Awesome.
And it started to stretch my ear because it was one of those brass keys. She had a fake plastic key, I'm sure, that didn't weigh anything. And then I realized, this earlobe is getting very long. But yeah, I was that latchkey kid on my hoop.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's what I was going to say. She represented the latchkey kids.
Right?
That's the truth. That is true.
Sure.
Oh, so hey, DH, we got to get Laughing with Lynn in.
Up. You're up. Laughing with Lynn. Here we go.
Is Lynn still on there, maybe?
Lynn is still with us. He said, good to be here. We have a weekly contributor now. This show's really growing.
Yeah.
And Dr.
Lynn's our number one fan. So we gave Lynn a spot on every show. He sends me a joke or a riddle, 80s joke or riddle every week. So we're going to put Lynn.
Let's hear it. Here we go.
All right, here it goes. Here's Lynn's joke of the week. Bono and the Edge walk into a bar. The bartender says what to them? What does the bartender say to them?
I don't know.
Oh, no, not you two again. So, Lynn, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for another good one. That's
Lynn
awesome.
never lets us down.
Lynn is always
Lynn's ready
on
to
the
go on the
case.
road. Good job.
Yes. Maybe Donna, you need an opening act.
So,
So,
so that's Laughing with Lynn this week. That's what we
Yes,
call
Lynn,
this
thank
segment.
you for
Laughing
that.
with Lynn.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Lynn. Hey, you want to go ahead and get the trivia out of the way for the week since we're doing that?
Go ahead, man.
All right, Donna. So last week's trivia question, I'm going to ask you.
Mhm.
It's the number on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Cameron had a jersey he wore with a number on it.
Mm.
What was that number?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was a Detroit Red Wings jersey, right? Hockey jersey. I know the answer.
Was it 64? I don't know why that sticks in my head.
I think I know the answer.
You were real close, Donna, with 64. DC, what do you think?
9.
It was 9. So
Yeah.
real
9?
close there, Donna. It was real close. Hey. All right, so folks, those of you that played along, there's your answer to last week's trivia question. Of course, as you know, at the end of the month, DC will be selecting the guest hosts from the trivia winners. I'm going to go ahead and give you tonight's trivia question. All right, in the Dire Straits song "Money for Nothing," who was the guest that sung "I Want My MTV"?
Yeah, I know that.
So
too.
You'll get that answer next week, folks. You'll get that answer next week. That'll go up on Facebook sometime between now and Wednesday. I'm not going to give you anything definite there.
Right. Don't go definite on it.
Right. So, who sung, and I had not thought about that till I heard the song. And then I was like, hey, that's a good question.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Donna, I think you know. I see the look. I think you know.
I know the answer.
I think you know it. I think you know that one. So Donna, next week, go on there, put the answer on Facebook. You can come on and be the guest host.
Guest co-host.
Yes. Yeah, Donna, I think Donna could take my spot for a few weeks here.
I know she could. Right. Or mine.
I run 2 podcasts. I produce them and co-host them. So this is
how do you, with everything you do, Donna, how do you have any time to do anything? I mean, it's like,
it's a lot. Yeah, doing comedy now is a full-time job just because I'm not a famous name yet. So I have to do all the marketing. I have to fill the venues, and I have a comedy partner, Megan King, and she and I are traveling around the country together. So we're constantly
talk about that. Yeah,
we're constantly talking about marketing and how to get seats and seats filled.
People in the seats,
yeah. Because if you don't fill one club, word gets around, so you're panicking. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work now than it was when I started the first time. But I love it. It's the happiest I've ever been, and I get to do things like this with you guys. So
that's awesome.
Now, talk to us about. I know you have several events coming up with her.
Yeah, we're touring around the country. We created a tour called Not Our First Rodeo stand-up comedy tour. And she's a little younger than I am, but we're both moms. We've both been through divorces. We've both been, through crazy children issues. And, we get along really well. We're also both in a national touring group called Moms Unhinged. And that's how we met. And so those shows are a lot of fun. It's just usually 3 crazy moms on stage and, opener, feature, and headliner. And we get to do this all around the country. So we thought, why not do our own show around the country? And we're doing really well. There's no that we can find. There's no other duo of moms that like us that are out there doing it together. There's lots of duos, like podcast duos, and lots of females that are doing comedy, but we seem to be the only one that we can find where we're just 2 moms and we're best friends and we're just telling stories about our lives, and we can keep it pretty clean if we need to, and if we need to dirty it up on a late night show, we can do that too. But it's been a blessing to be a clean comedian, because I know I'm getting a lot more work this way than if I was, a dirty comic, doing a lot of blue material. So I'm just blessed that people want to hear my stories. I never thought when I came back that people would want to hear this middle-aged mom stories about her family. And I'm just so blessed that I can walk into clubs and do my thing.
Well, I think what part of that is intriguing to people, I know it is to me, is that you can understand it. Some of those stories.
I was going to say,
relate to it, and it's funny to you.
I think sometimes in comedy, storytelling is a lost art. And I think that's one thing I appreciate about what I've seen of your work is, uh, you know, I was always a fan of comedians like Jerry Clower that kind of told that long, that story and just kind of factual about their life. So to me, that storytelling is something that a lot of comedians are missing these days.
I think so too. And you have to kind of like that. But I was on Kill Tony twice and I got a lot of heat from younger audience members or people that watched on YouTube. Younger guys are, well, she took too long to get there. You took a whole minute to tell the one joke. And I was like, well, I'm a storyteller. Like
Right.
I'm not going to have 10 jokes in that 60 seconds. That's not the kind of comedian I am. Yet there are those comedians and I love all of the comedy out there, but I love storytelling. People tell me all the time they think they're so clever at a dinner party. I heard you're a comedian. Tell me a joke, and I want to punch them in the neck. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, what do? It's change my oil right here. You change my oil,
Right.
at a car shop. Super.
But yeah,
frustrating.
The storytelling to me, that's what makes it special. Because I remember, and I'm trying to remember his name. He was a Cajun gentleman, and he cooked. I want to say, is it Justin Wilson that cooked and told the stories as he was cooking? I don't remember. That was like when we were young, DC, and I just remember seeing him on TV, and it was the funniest thing to me to hear those stories. And I guess that's why I'm like you. I love comedy and all comedians, but I'm kind of lean more towards that storytelling. Just to me, that's just funnier. I mean, anybody can come up and give a punchline and do a quick thing, but to have that ability to tell that story, that just amazes me.
Yeah, for sure. Do y'all know who Leanne Morgan is?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's got a Netflix special, a Hulu special, but she's also got a scripted series on Netflix called Leanne. But y'all need to check her out. She's one of my favorite comedians, and she was my mentor back in the day when I did comedy the first time. But she's a storyteller, and she's hilarious, and she's from the South, and she's got a super heavy accent, and you just hang on every word she says. But I like to think that my comedy is similar and that I'm telling stories about my family, and then it kind of weaves in and out, and then it kind of brings you back to what the story was about in the first place. And then I get the audience super interactive to say my name the way my mom said my name, because my mom's Asian and she said my name a very particular way. And so to have 400 or 600 people saying my name on cue, before I get to a joke, I'm like, okay, how do my mom say my name? And 500 people are going, Donna! And it's just like the coolest thing ever. And then I'll start telling jokes, and then I'll just kind of point to the audience and they'll just know, and they just start screaming my name. And so I like telling stories around that and then bringing everybody into it. And I get people after every show, they're like, oh my gosh, you said that one story and it reminded me of my friend who her mom's Asian or my mom's Asian. There's always something that you can relate to when there's a good storyteller.
Yeah, and Lynn just chimed in and said, yes, it was Justin Wilson. He's the Cajun cook, and he always said, guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I remember that. So, Donna, I want to know, when are you going to come to Nashville? Because you have 2 fans here that want to come see this.
Oh, I'd love that. I went to Zany's probably 6-7 months ago. So I would love to go back. I'm probably going to hit them up with our not our first rodeo tour. So y'all will be the first 2 I call.
Okay.
Sure. But
we won't be there.
Everybody check my website. It's donnaleecomedy.com. So I'll have my dates always updated there. But for sure, when I get that locked in, I'm reaching out to y'all.
Yes, perfect. And DC will buy us all lunch or breakfast at the Waffle House.
That's right.
I love that. That'll be perfect. And by the way, you guys have great marketing. Your Instagram posts are fantastic.
I'm gonna give credit to DC on that. He takes care of that, so he does a great job with it. So gotta give you a little bit of credit, DC.
Well, just a little bit. I don't want it to go to my head, so don't give me a lot.
No, it's been fun collaborating with y'all on those posts. Those are a lot of fun.
I'm still waiting on my first check from this show, and we're fixing to start year 6.
Keep waiting on it.
I stand by the mailbox every morning.
Good luck with that. Tell me how that works out for you.
Not too good.
How did y'all find me for the podcast?
I am constantly doing research on Instagrams and stuff like that, and just wanted to reach out to you because I thought your comedy was awesome, and I was like, I bet she would be somebody that really would get into the 80s. So I just did it on a hunch and
Nice.
reached out to you
Well,
and
thank
And you know,
you.
and here we
that's
are.
that's one of the cool things about the show is we both kind of look through and send stuff to each other, and you're
Mhm.
introduced to so many new things. And
Right.
Yeah.
then we get to meet amazing people like you that come on the show.
Sure.
So, it's just
It's been an amazing
yes,
ride for this thing. We're doing this 6 years next month.
starting in
Wow.
March, 6
Starting in
years.
March, it'll be our 6th
Awesome.
year. Yeah.
Good for
So
y'all.
it's just the number of people that we've met, the great people like yourself that we've had on these shows. We wouldn't have met them any other way. It's
Right.
just the love of the 80s and having fun talking about it and their
And
experiences and
and
it's
all
been
of our
awesome.
guests like you, Donna, taking pity on us because you watch the show
Right.
and go, oh, they
Where it
need
comes
help.
down to
Please,
that, yeah.
I gotta help them out.
Right.
Oh, so in the 6 years you've been doing the show, am I really the only person that dressed in the 80s?
That's a
I
good
think
question.
so.
Probably.
Oh,
I think so.
your people need to step up.
That's right.
This
You
That's
is
right.
fantastic, right?
DH, you need to get your parachute pants back out.
Listen, I was going to, but Smokey Bear said only you can prevent forest fires. So
No
they're going to
friction,
stay in the
yeah.
closet.
That's
I
right.
like my friend Smokey Bear.
Right? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Those
wow.
messages and the crying Indian.
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
That guy.
that's true. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Or
Oh,
you remember
wow.
here in Tennessee, they used to have a commercial with a guy riding down the
Tennessee
road.
trash.
Yeah. Wearing his
Trashing up
old,
the highways.
like the wife beater T-shirt that
Oh,
was dirty, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
throwing
He
trash
was just
everywhere.
throwing trash out on the roads going down.
oh wow. That's funny. The whole
Yeah.
don't
I
mess with
rem-
Texas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's oh man, I tell you what, this has been so much fun tonight, Donna. I really appreciate you
We
joining us
appreciate
tonight.
you
Oh,
taking
thank you.
time.
Well, I
And
wanted to say when we get together at Zany's, I know we're probably gonna have a crazy night, so I'll be sure to bring my bag of Coke.
Okay. Wait a minute. I see you there. Okay.
I'm a prop comic all of a
I
sudden.
love it. The
Yeah.
bag of Coke.
Look out, Karen.
Bag of Coke. That's hilarious.
First time we've ever seen a bag of Coke.
I'm dressed in the 80s with my bag of Coke.
Oh.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, Donna, it's been
Oh.
a pleasure. We appreciate your time.
Yes,
and,
very
best
much.
of luck to you and all the happiness with the show and the family and
Oh,
all
I
that good
appreciate y'all
stuff.
so much. Yeah, this has been
Yeah,
lovely. You guys
be
keep
safe
doing
on
it.
your travels and
Yes.
yeah, good luck to you on all that.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch and
For sure.
yeah, we I love seeing your spots on Instagram
Yes.
and all that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
and I'll
as
reach
soon as I
out
get a
and
gig in
continue to give you
Nashville.
comments. So
Oh,
we
thank you.
appreciate
Please do. Please interact with me, and I'll see you soon in Nashville.
All right, sounds
Donna,
good.
we appreciate it. Can you hang out while we go through all of the closing here?
Sure.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. DH, take it, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. We'd like to thank Donna for joining us. If you get a chance to see her on tour, please go out and do so. You're going to be amazed.
Check out that website.
Magnificent. Check out the website.
Mhm.
DC, another great show, brother.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, you
Absolutely.
can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Canyon Star TV. We're anywhere we can put our ugly traps, we're going to put them out there for you. Planting season's coming up. Make sure you watch us, take pictures to put out in your garden. It'll keep everything away. We're good. We'll help you out that way.
Yeah.
So, folks, as always, end off before I send it over to DC. Remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind. So always be kind to each other.
Amen, brother.
DC?
Amen. Let's get those sponsors in real
Let's
quick.
do it.
D&D Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors. Hudson's Flags and More, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, PJG Marketing, The Roy Band, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, The Magic Yarn Project, and Hearts for Isabella. Please check out all these great folks online.
Yes, check them out, folks. And one of the things we said when we started this thing almost 6 years ago now, which is hard to believe, is if we ever got to the point that we wanted to give back and help. And we've been very fortunate to be able to partner with 3 organizations that we're just proud to be associated with. The first one is the Magic Yarn Project. And what these folks do is volunteers all around the nation. They hand knit head coverings and donate them to kids that are battling cancer, like the superheroes, the princes, all of that. And those head coverings make such a difference for those kids and those families. So if you're looking for someone to support thoughts, prayers,
Magic Yarn
monetary,
Yep.
check out Magic Yarn Project. Also, another organization, Charlie Bubbles, Cares for Kids, our friend the Vooch, Paul Karafotis. And what they do is if you make a donation, they provide books for young kids that may not be able, or kids that may not be able to afford those books or have access to them. And as DC and I, as educators, know, literacy is very important at a young age. So please help them out. And Charlie Bubbles actually wrote a book for Isabella, that sweet angel
little
there. There it
Isabella.
is right there. You can see Isabella. She was born with a heart condition and she succumbed to the heart condition and passed. But her parents have started Hearts for Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
And they go into hospitals and try to help other families kind of going through these situations. So those three organizations, a lot of amazing people in those organizations. If you find it in your heart to support them, please do so. All great people, and we're very honored to have them part of our family as well. Donna, I do have to say for you, either congratulations or condolences, because you're now a member of the D&D family. So it's either congratulations or condolences, whichever way you want to look at it. It's okay.
Whichever way you take it.
Thank you.
All right, real quick. Next week, my friend.
Next week. We got to do this again.
Gonna put you to work again next week.
Man, you haven't given me a week off in 5 years.
No, it doesn't look like.
I don't think we're gonna get one.
Hey, and we're honored, man. We are
very honored.
We are now booking into June already.
Wow.
So for
Wow.
sure. So it's awesome.
We're very honored. Yes.
Yeah, we've got 2024 America's Got Talent winner, Richard Goodall.
Yes, what an
Richard's
amazing
been
guy.
on before,
Yes.
and yeah, he had a video that was out that he did a school event where he was doing a Journey song, and we seen it just went crazy on social media. So we had him on. Well, he went and won the darn thing at America's Got Talent.
Yes,
and got to perform with Journey on the final show
yes,
that
amazing.
year. So anyway, we'll talk to him and catch up with him and have a good time with Richard next week. So that's what we got on the plate.
Fun.
Gonna be another great show.
Donna Lee, we appreciate it. Comedian, check out her work and go see her. And all the best to you and your family, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
So for for Donna, I am DC, and as DC always leads us out, keep playing those 80s, my friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, folks.
Thank you, Donna.
Bye. Thank you.